help out with this. It was an absolute pleasure to do, and I'm hoping that it becomes and continues to be a important and something that we need to do. And also, I might argue that it's one of the most important, albeit brief, presentations that you're going to hear today, because it's one that you can immediately participate in and contribute, and your assistance with this benefits all the other presenters and research that you've heard and that you're going to hear for the rest of the day, quite frankly. So I am Brooke's daddy. That is Brooke. I am so disappointed, but some of you have met her, and hopefully next year she'll be here. So quickly, what is the CCIR? Obviously, Cure Cystinosis International Registry. That's going to be, I'll talk about that. But most importantly, I want to convince you about why you should care about it and why you should participate and how exactly you can do that. As the name, it is an international patient registry. It is, as Nancy mentioned this morning, the original one was launched around 2010, and thankfully a lot of things have changed since then, and it was time for a pretty substantial update. So if there are some older families who've been in the community longer, we do need you to participate again. If you filled out the one previously, I think it's important, and we'll touch on that. This is really a crucial link between the community and the research, and in such a small patient population, it's imperative. It really is crucial for us in this ultra rare community that we find ourselves in. And it's not something that's being pushed down. You know, it was designed by our researchers in our community with feedback from our patients, and parents and caregivers, many of whom are here today as well. So one thing I want to point out, you know, with the small community we have, if you're sitting back and thinking, oh, someone else will do this, I'm sure they're getting plenty of participation. There is really no one else. You know, it's such a small community that we really do value and really need the input of everyone. Little flashback to Nancy's introduction this morning. This is just the regular old mission statement from the Cystinosis Research Foundation, but all the things that the foundation does and all the research that they do, you know, this bench clinical and translational research to improve treatment and get to a cure, it needs that connection to the patient base, and this is one of the ways that can occur. So the mission statement is really dependent upon this kind of interaction. This is Brooke, seems like many years ago, visiting Dr. Grimm. I think there's some mutual adoration going on there. We've often found that a real valuable experience, and I appreciate Dr. Grimm's time. But I also really want to thank and recognize all those that have come before us and who are participating in trials right now. The struggles and things that you all have gone through have materially improved our lives as caregivers, and most importantly, our children's lives. So, but this is part of that process. As most parents in the room of children with cystinosis can agree, or probably have experienced, one of the earliest symptoms of cystinosis is extreme cuteness. And this here is Brooke and a couple other little girls, both with cystinosis. And fortunately, the natural history of cystinosis has been changed, and we're certainly very thankful for that. But in talking with parents over the years, and these are kind of good problems to have, if you will. There's a never-ending myriad of symptoms that come along with cystinosis because it is such a complex disease involving so many different parts of the body. The neurological complications, quality of life issues are not well understood, and this new registry is really focusing in on some of those aspects. So that's good. We've come a long way. So it's your opportunity to help the community. It's already providing valuable insight, which will help direct research and improve treatment. There's no doubt about that. Just a couple of quick slides of things that it's showing. The average age of diagnosis is kind of decreasing, it seems. And this is from the data that the participation that we have so far. The medication toll is a big one. The vast majority of folks, approximately 85% who have participated so far, are taking more than 6 medications on a daily basis, and that's not surprising probably to anyone in this room. And then, of course, the average age of kidney transplant, and many of our children and adults have had more than one, and we'll hear a lot more about that tomorrow. So it was developed in coordination with Sanford Health and the CORDS, Coordination of Rare Diseases. It's a nonprofit research institution, and it's free both for patients and researchers. And it's really easy to participate. It's really 2 simple questionnaires. On the CRF website, you can see a PDF which outlines the questions that you're likely to. It has the entire presentation there for you, or the questionnaire there for you to look at. There's a standard questionnaire from CORDS, very short, and then there's a cystinosis specific questionnaire, and it will take you 45 minutes. So put some time aside. If you have access to your patient portal or something like that, where your medical records are kept, there are a couple questions where you might want to flash back to that and pull data there. But for the most part, it's something you could sit down, do on your laptop, do on your smartphone, relatively conveniently, and you can stop and come back. So it's critically important, just in summary, research and clinical trial way to really improve treatment and find a cure. It's quick, it's easy. Of all the things we must juggle with cystinosis, completing the registry is probably one of the easier and most beneficial things we can all do. So it's really, I do implore you, and please come up to me remainder of the conference and ask me if you have any questions. Definitely want to help you participate. And of course, it's secure. It's stored on a secure database, and your information is de-identified. So unless you give your approval, your participation is anonymous in that way. And it's current. Each year after you fill it out, I had someone ask me this question earlier. A year after you fill it out, you'll get a single email that'll say, hey, go back in and update your information. So it's not meant to be just a snapshot in time. The goal is to keep this current and up to date. So yeah, imagine what we can do together. Sign up, complete the questionnaire, be part of the cure, do your part, spread the word. It's not a huge investment of your time. This morning in the family introduction portion, I was kind of struck by something that I'm a firm believer in, is that he's talking about a registry, he's getting all choked up. That we don't control what happens to us, None of us, thought we would find ourselves in that room, but we do control how we respond to it. So this is something that we can all do. And there's, in your packets, you got a sheet like this that can take you to the place you need to go. And I'd be definitely happy to answer any questions you have or help you find your way there. So thanks a lot.